Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Siege of Ironforge has arrived at Warcraft Rumble, and in this guide video I'm going to show you all the boss armies, all the boss mechanics, and show how to beat all of the bosses in this siege. It's notable how none of the bosses in Siege of Ironforge have a board wipe mechanic attached to them, which means that various death ball strategies are quite effective in this siege. As for the bosses themselves, the first boss is the Thiefcatchers. There's actually 3 bosses here, 2 that patrol the sides in a square shape, and then 1 that's in the middle, in the center, a little bit behind. And their army consists of Footman, Darkspear Troll, Pyromancer, Polymorph with the Explosion talent, Harpies, and Mountaineer. That Polymorph is particularly notable if you go in with lots of small minis, then because it has the Explosion talent, ships will explode when destroyed, then that means that those small minis are quite easily eliminated by the Polymorph, especially in combination with the Pyromancer, but sturdier minis survive that just fine. As for the phases in Thiefcatchers, when you kill the first of these bosses, 6 armored Griffin Riders will spawn, 2 on both sides and 2 at the end of the map. They're a little bit sturdier Griffin Riders than usual, they're also stealthed, and then they will start attacking you. When you reach phase 2, then 22 Defias bandits will spawn across the map. The doors will swing open and there's going to be Defias bandits coming from all over the place. And once you reach the final phase, there's going to be, the whole floor is going to be littered with mines that stun and damage ground minis. They do not hit air minis though, and it's just going to be a minefield out there. As for the strategy for this boss, if you have enough DPS you can just push through mid and, well, kill them all. However, because there are so many bandits and so many Griffin Riders and they're armored too, so they're pretty good against the towers, it means that if you do that, all of those are going to come right at your base and they might actually destroy your base. So it's a little bit safer to take the towers, so that then you will have more leeway against those armies that are coming at phase changes and you can still push the mid. Alternatively, you might be able to just use some defensive minis while your death ball is fighting against the bosses. So the armies that we used are here, and we use the Goblin Sappers here to take the towers rather quickly. Alternatively, you could use something a little bit defensive here against all of those stealth minis that are going to attack your base in order to just let your death ball go through the middle. The second boss is High Tinker Mekkatorque, and High Tinker Mekkatorque's army consists of Footman, Huntress, Ghoul, Griffin Rider, Harpies, and Living Bomb. And then there's also Dark Eye Miners that spawn as a map mechanic. And here, if you put a little big ball together, then that Living Bomb is going to hurt you a little bit. Again, however, no board wipe mechanics in this one. There is a bunch of stuff happening at the phases. With each phase change, the boss is going to get a 5-second immunity shield, so this fight is going to take a while, no matter what. Phase 1, after you kill the chickens that give the boss its initial immunity shield, you cannot kill the boss before you kill the chickens, then a tram will arrive, doors will swing open, and bombs are going to start swarming your base. When you reach phase 2, another tram arrives, again with bombs. Phase 3, tram arrives again. This time there's those small bombs and there's also some big bombs. The boss puts on a mech suit and heals to full at the same time. And the final phase, phase 4, a tram arrives again. Then this time there's small bombs and there's also some flying bombs. Note that the bombs do not explode if they are killed, so there's no collateral damage if you kill them, and also they will explode when they reach any targets. So stuff like wellbacks, for example, are really strong here. You put wellbacks down, bomb is going to walk into them, and the bomb is going to destroy the wellbacks, but you get to keep the whelps, so double the effect. It's just really effective to block some bombs strategically with unbounds. Our strategy for this one was to push from 2 sides, pretty much of a death ball strategy on both sides, so that a living bomb would not be able to wipe out everything that we have. Also tried to use scenarios here because it roots all of those bombs, at least the ones that are not flying. I'm not sure, scenarios wasn't really that super necessary, but still nice leader for this one. The final boss is King Magni Bronzebeard. Magni Bronzebeard's army consists of Pyromancers, Murloc Tidehunters, Fire Elementals, Harpies, Mountaineers, and Living Bomb again. So yeah, you do get punished for making too big of a ball. Furthermore, Magni has a special Fire Elemental in the middle, and that one has a long-range AoE attack, so it shoots your minis, it shoots them when they go through the sides, shoots them when they are up at Magni, so you really kind of want to kill that. It does respawn, but you really want to get rid of that. When you reach phase 2, 2 bears and many mountaineer dwarves are going to spawn to defend Magni and also to attack your base. And once you reach phase 3, even more mountaineer dwarves are going to spawn from the sides from Magni's end, so they're just going to attack you. Also at phase 3, Magni starts to throw his hammer at your base. So yeah, that hammer is going to fly all the way through the map and hit your base repeatedly. Because again, there is no board wipe mechanic, so we went in with some kind of death ball strategies. This time we want to push the mid so that we get rid of the special fire elemental, even though it will respawn, we also get the chest there, and then push from both sides, grab those towers and mitigate the effects of any living bombs. And just take Magni out. And this is what all bosses look like in action. So here we go up against the Thiefcatchers. And what we want to do is we want to take the towers and then we want to mainly push through mid. So there's a mountaineer coming from that side. We need to put a little bit of damage on that side. But in the meanwhile, using some sappers to just grab the tower on the other flank. Sadly, the tower is actually going to be retaken by the opponent. So maybe a little bit more work required there. Anyway, the mid push is going in. Getting polymorphed a little bit, but no worries. And we use more sappers and more power to take the towers. So now we have the towers and that gives us a lot more leeway. So when we push through the middle towards the main Thiefcatchers, then when they start spawning stuff, then we don't die as easily. So here we go, building up a death ball around an armored abomination. We have shamans, we have pyromancer, we have Tyrion. And we have some serious damage in the form of Chimera as well as a little bit of witch doctoring. So all sorts of good things coming, and just adding more durable stuff to that death ball, because there is that polymorph effect, and the polymorph effect comes with the explosion talent. So if I had a small things there, then they would just keep exploding and everything would die. But when things are a little bit more sturdy, then that doesn't happen. Defending the towers a little bit here with Pyromancer, with Witch Doctor, so that those Griffin Riders don't get to do too much damage, while the main death ball keeps pushing. And it's going in and blasting, getting polymorphed a little bit again. And here come the Defiance Bandits. So the door swung open and lots of bandits are everywhere. However, towers with a little bit of help do take care of those. And another polymorph, this time losing some minis. We don't have that much power left at the boss anymore, but we're just going to send another push. Abomination doing wonderful job tanking those mines. And here we go, through the minefield. Abomination getting some stuns in, of course, but it's gonna be fine. Preventing the tower from coming back up so that there won't be too much pressure coming immediately. While the Abomination makes the push for the boss together with the Chimera. Chimera just flew over the minefield, poisoned the boss, and Abomination keeps up that poison and boom, the boss is dead. Next up we have High Tinker Mekkatorque, and here there's going to be so many bombs coming at us. But regardless, let's go. I'm going to go from the sides with the death balls, so both players are sending an army on their side, and some Darkeye miners to the middle, so that we get control of the meeting stone in the middle and can start mining there a little bit as well. Now that Griffin Rider dealt a lot of damage to the Abomination, but it's fine. The Assault is able to take the tower. The right side tower was already taken earlier. The left side team also taking a living bomb out there, so a little bit of damage coming in, but nothing too bad so far. And bombs start to appear, but we can kill those bombs. And here we go. Abominations being sent all over the place. With plague farmers behind, dealing some damage. Abominations can take a beating for a very, very long time here. Getting rid of all of the chickens. Bombs are coming, but so are abominations. And the abominations are doing a good job here. Keeping the boss occupied and keeping the bombs occupied. Because those bombs come in several waves. Now there is a scenarios out there as well. And just rooting those bombs. Some more living bombs coming, but because we have these two armies coming, we have armies coming from all directions, then that means that an individual living bomb is never going to be a disaster. You can always recover from it. Here come some of the big bombs, and here actually I used a Dark Iron Miner to tank one of the big bombs so that it wouldn't get through. Just sending another push in. Dealing with scenarios, tanking with abomination. The boss now decided to wear a mech suit. And we just keep sending more troops out there. Abomination also excellent at tanking some of those bombs, as you could see there. A bunch of bombs exploded, but Abomination was like, yeah, sure, fine. Also some riflemen coming in at this point. But we just keep sending armies from multiple directions, so there is no single place that Mekkatorque can easily just living bomb, and the pressure is constant. Perhaps a little bit too focused on the mid right now. Maybe should have sent a little bit more from the sides. Now we do get some nice damage in from the side though. And with abominations, and the poison just keeps ticking, and Mekkatorque is going down. And finally we have King Magni Bronzebeard. There's the special fire elemental right there in the middle, patrolling around that chest and also shooting very long range shots all over the place. So here actually a little bit of coordination. Coordination, we should have sent the fire elemental to the tower and should have sent Drakizat through mid. That probably would have been more effective. But be that it may, one group goes to the mid to fight against the elemental, another group starts by taking a tower, and then in a little while we move on to the other side to take the other tower as well. Living bombs. Yep, those living bombs are coming, but Drakizat doesn't mind a living bomb too much. Drakizat's like, alright, fine. And then Drakizat, give it some armor, send it to take some towers. The push is progressing well. Towers have been taken, there's a chest up for grabs, the elemental hasn't respawned yet. Then we can start to push towards Magni also from two directions. So just making the attack less vulnerable against the living bomb, and meaning that Magni is just going to be under constant pressure. You can see how the elemental in the middle does shoot that AoE attack, and with pretty long range, so you do need to keep pushing towards that whenever it's up. Otherwise it's just going to shoot all of your attacking minis from behind. Now we managed to walk a Drakizat to it, and then Drakizat is going to take it down. Elemental damage against Drakizat, yeah, that's never going to work. And then those mountaineer dwarves spawned from all over the place, and they managed to take the towers. And another set is coming, and here we can also see Magni's hammer flying towards our base. But the death ball is too strong, and Magni goes down. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.